Well, Prime Minister Trudeau was in Hamilton, as I mentioned, at ArcelorMittal Dofasco they announced the end to coal at its steel mill. Al Sweeney has a story.
ArcelorMittal Dofasco says the smokestacks that dominate the Hamilton skyline around its steel plant are going to be changing.
Soon, this will be a much different landscape.
Starting next year, Dofasco will start the transition process, getting rid of the old coal-fired furnaces and replacing them with electric furnaces by 2028 and bringing down the smokestacks.
The magnitude of how the landscape behind me and its impact on the people and the planet will change is actually staggering.
We're here really transforming our steelmaking processes. So we are going to be installing what's called a direct reduced iron plant and a new electrical arc furnace, really making sure that removing carbon steelmaking. So we'll remove our coke plants and our blast furnaces and moving to a lower carbon footprint steelmaking facility, a reduction of 60% of our greenhouse gases.
Dofasco says the project will cost $1.8 billion, with $500 million from the Ontario government and $400 million from the federal government, as the Prime Minister toured the plant and took part in a sod-turning ceremony.
Right now, the first major steel company in the world making the switch towards electric, away from coal, is happening right here in Hamilton. It's not happening in Europe. Certainly not happening in China. Not even happening in Asia, in Japan or in South Korea, where there's lots of innovations going on. But this big decision, this big step, is being led right here by all of you Canadians.
He says the cut in pollution by the Dofasco transformation is equivalent to taking almost 1 million cars off the road. And it will involve creating jobs as well. He says the new project will support existing jobs at Dofasco and create as many as 2,500 jobs during the construction phase. Now, while Trudeau was supporting the Hamilton steel industry today, he was also defending his government's ArriveCAN app, blamed for discouraging people from coming to Canada during COVID. The ArriveCAN price tag is put at between $29 and $54 million. A Toronto company says it could have built the app for $1 million.
Every step of the way, we put safety of Canadians first throughout the pandemic. We made sure that we were creating the tools rapidly in an unprecedented situation to keep Canadians safe. If we think back to the pressures and the challenges we were facing as a country, whether it was at the borders, whether it was on managing this pandemic here in our communities, we needed to use the tools we can.
Trudeau says development of the ArriveCAN app was put out to competitive bidding.